How's it going, everybody? Um, I just thought I would put together a video tonight, just of me kind of going on a rant. I just kind of feel like talking right now, and figured that I think everybody who's part of my channel, who's followed along to see, kind of where I'm going and what I've been doing, it was fair. It would be fair, to let everybody know what is going on for me. After my trip going across country, I went from Denver to North Carolina and back, exploring several states along the way, and state parks and other places of significant value. And um, it was really, really good experience. But I have made it back to Denver. I've been in Denver for the past couple months or so. I got back February 1st, is basically around the time I got back. I don't remember the exact date. I think it's, a few days before that. I got back a few days before the 1st of February. I'm not exactly sure which day. Um, since I've been back, I've gone back to work, landscape construction. I was doing some snow removal for a while, as the season was still in effect. We got really good weather, really warm, nice weather right now. Some rainy days here and there, but been back at work and trying to make that money, trying to get back on my feet. I kind of rolled back into Denver with $30 in my pocket after my entire trip, with a lot of issues along the way. I ended up going through 5 tires throughout my entire trip, so it got a little expensive, among other mechanical issues that I had to take care of. Um, since I've been back, my focus to my channel has kind of, fallen off. It's not that I don't want to be here, not that I don't have things still, yet to share, and I do have a lot of videos to share. But there's a lot of things that's been going on in my life, and, not everybody is aware what's going on. And, there's a lot of supportive people in my corner, and I really do appreciate everything that people has been doing for me. And, everybody is in my corner here. Um, Very strong group, that's been helping me along. And, it's been kind of a stressing, frustrating time for me, really anxious. And what's going on is, and I'm really excited for it. I'm more excited than, I I don't even have words for it. I'm very anxious. I gotta see, what's gonna happen. And yes, I'm gonna get to the point. Um, I have a daughter on the way. She is supposed to be due on the 13th of this month. April 13th is the designated uh, deliverance day that we're gonna end up. She's gonna be born that day. Not natural birth, C-section or something. I don't know, the details. My brain is just fried right now. Anyway, I have my daughter being born on April 13th, and I've been really excited for this. I've been anxious to see her and meet her. And I didn't go around announcing it to everybody that she was coming into this world until now. This is the first time I'm actually going public with it. I have kind of mentioned it on my page and to select people and stuff like that, but um she's gonna be here any day now. The contractions have been coming, for her mother, a very good friend of mine, who we're gonna parent her to the best of our abilities together. In a different sense, in a different way. It's gonna be kind of interesting, and I think maybe a challenge for me, just because I have a difference in lifestyle. Everything about my lifestyle is different, and it's just going to be different for me. But I'm really excited that she's coming, and I'm hoping for the best. And I am worried, for all the things that are going on. Um, but now I'm kind of stuck, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to see her born. I have been anxious to be there to see her born, since I've gotten back to Colorado. That's pretty much where my focus and thoughts have been, is, my daughter coming into this world, and what kind of things I need to focus on and change about myself, and kind of put myself into a better position to you know welcome her to this world. It's gonna be I'm frustrated just because right now, um a few days ago, I got sick. I was, feeling it the night before, and then, getting small fevers, off and on fevers, and went to work the next day, and my throat's closing up, and it's got this sensation, and I'm coughing, and, my sinuses are just flaring up, and, to me, it doesn't feel like my normal allergies, and it didn't feel like the normal, seasonal cold or flu that I'm used to, and how my body was reacting to it. So I kind of freaked out. I left work, and this was a Sunday, and to kind of express how unfocused I was with everything around me. The whole day I was thinking it was Monday, and the whole week that day to me was Monday, but it was in actuality Sunday. So I get off, left work early, and went making phone calls, going on websites, one after another, trying to figure out how to get tested for COVID, and for not having medical insurance, and, no healthcare provider, that was, the strongest answer everybody gave, was see your healthcare provider. CDC had no information that I could even comprehend on there, and was very unhelpful. All state sites that I went to, in the state of Colorado, the phone numbers I called were also very unhelpful. I did not get any answers. I tried for 2 days calling these phone numbers. I've taken notes. I, went through like around 10 different phone numbers of helplines, and medical facilities that are, suggested to get in touch with, and I just was not getting answers. So I ended up going to an urgent care. That was a place that over the phone I ran across, and it was completely out of my way. And I'm sure there was probably one closer if I would have put the time and effort to continue my frustrating journey down that road of finding a test site in a place that would accept me, even going through the assessment and all that to be authorized to get the test. I finally found one, and I went straight to it. It was 32 miles, away from my home, where I basically, set up for living space in my van where I park in the city while I work. One of the few places I go. So I went up there and got the test early today. I expected it was going to be the one that they shove up your nose and give you a complete lobotomy with. And, thank God I was wrong. I was not excited about that. I do not like doctors with Q-tips. And that's just all I'm going to say about that. And luckily, it was just a throat swab, so they stuck it all the way back down my throat and did a swab and everything, and I'm just waiting on the results. And as of now, I cannot be there for my daughter's birth, so, you know, her mother is going in and out of hospitals right now, and I'm sitting here like I can't even go out of my van. I can't go into public. I can't touch anything. I can't breathe on anybody. I got my face mask I'm wearing outside of the van all the time, and I don't have gloves, but I'm carrying around wet wipes, and I'll pull a wet wipe out without touching one side and kind of wrap it around my hand when I touch a button, you know, when I've had to actually, like when I had to get gas to go see the go up to take the test. I had to touch the buttons on the gas pump and the gas handle to get gas. So I had the, wipes, the disinfectant wipes and everything, and I'm wiping everything down, wrapped it around my hand, didn't touch anything, and proceeded to do that. I had to take an video phone call meeting for an assessment with a doctor. So the process was just really weird for me. They talk to you over the phone, over video, and kind of assess the situation. And I explained my situation, especially with my daughter coming into the world. And this is the whole reason, I'm freaking out, because otherwise, with the symptoms, I probably would have just done what they suggested. And that's just stay at home, quarantine, self-isolate. And, I would have just went with those guidelines and, kind of figured it out and winged it. And things have been a struggle for me. Since I'm, scared to death of going out and touching anything, I have not been able to go shopping for food or water. And today I was to the point where I drained from everything. I had no water, had no food. And, you know, I was trying to go online to make an order so I can do one of those curbside pickups or deliveries or something like that. And when it comes to websites and online ordering, I tell you what, it's the most frustrating and annoying thing to me, because I just cannot seem to figure it out. And with this crisis, with this pandemic, it's even harder, because everything I tried putting into my basket would come up out of stock. And it was just one thing after another. I spent 2 hours and managed one thing in my basket. I was just so frustrated. I went on Facebook and just started venting. And there's a lot of great people out there. And, I got to give everybody my thanks and, my gratitude for it. And I really do appreciate, the help and the people who have reached out to take care of me through this. And I'm supplied. I got what I need. I'm good for the time being, but I am having freaking panic attacks, and my anxiety is just, my head is going 1,000 miles an hour, and I just don't know. I have no answers. I have nothing right now. It's just so frustrating. My daughter could be coming right now for all I know. No, I got word back that, she did go to the hospital, but I did get word back that they're stopping the contractions for the second time. They're trying to get her through to the designated time frame, which is still a premature, well, I guess right on the cusp, or right on where it's just not premature, but 37 weeks. Her actual due date is May 1st, which is actually the day before my birthday, which was exciting when the doctors first told us. And so my anxiety is just kind of, it's off the wall. My head is beating into walls, it feels like. And I'm nervous, I'm excited, I'm scared, I I'm I'm I feel lost. I feel sick. One nurse said it's possible I have strep throat, and that's what I'm actually hoping for. It turns out to be strep throat. The doctor assessment said it's likely a virus. He wasn't sure that was COVID, but he says it's potentially not COVID. It could be just another virus. So, I'm hoping against it, and I'm hoping the hospital will still let me in for the birth if I get that test result back in time. We're both kind of on the clock. She's getting a test result. I'm getting a test result, and we're just on that rush to beat the time of my daughter's arrival. And it's frustrating, I'm sure, for her. Unfortunately, I just cannot be there right now. I'm not allowed to go into the hospitals, and I do not want to be around her, expose her anymore if that is the case, because this is, I mean, it's something new. There's a lot of media, there's a lot of fear, being spread about it, and a lot of misinformation, disinformation, and different truths going around, and a lot of inaccuracies. And I don't have my head wrapped around it. I've been towards conspiracies and stuff like that, but that's just me. I don't believe this is a conspiracy, but I do have mixed thoughts of how things are being handled. And, it's been very frustrating for me. And I'm sure it's been frustrating for a lot of people. And, some people just fall right into it. They got the health providers and who are out there to give them what they need. And, unfortunately, that's just not where I am. I couldn't afford it. I'm getting to the point where I can't afford to get medical insurance. That was one of my big focuses the moment I got back to Colorado. Is I got myself a mailing address, a legit address that I can use now, which is the first time in 4 years I've had my own address. It's a physical address through USPS, so it's working for me. At least I hope it's working for me. I don't get much mail through it. Everything I do is online, but the whole reason I did that is because I need medical insurance, and medical's not going to help me out if I don't have an address, and that's kind of what I was facing. So, and then I started researching it, and I came across the costs, kind of the damage that I would have to go through to get the insurance. And at that point, it would have bankrupted me, because my bank account was already going negative. Since I've been back to Colorado, I am just getting back on my feet again a couple months later, and just a lot on my plate. And that's kind of where I am. It's a scary situation. It's nerve-wracking and frustrating for me. And, I thought it was fair to let everybody know kind of where I'm at. I have not given up on YouTube or creating videos or any of that stuff. I do have some exciting stuff I want to put together. I did run across a little road bump in, finding background music, because one of the next videos I wanted to put together was kind of a whole, focus on all the different waterfalls I saw throughout my journey. And there's a lot that I have not put out there yet. There's a lot of waterfalls I encountered out there, a lot of beautiful areas, everything, through Arkansas and Oklahoma, Tennessee and North Carolina. It was amazing. A lot of amazing sights. And, I have a lot of creations that I want to share with y'all, share, where I went and what I saw. And, not necessarily to put my ugly mug on there. And, some of what I want to do is not put myself on there, but then I have conflicting thoughts of continuing to, kind of put myself out there and share with you who I am versus what I'm experiencing, or just the visual effects of what I'm seeing. Just it's exciting times for me, and it's a lot on my plate. So I will get back to it, and I'm really trying to get back into it. I started doing, other things to distract my mind, because excuse me, um, my cough is gone away for the night. I feel good. My throat feels good. It is a little sore still, so I wonder if it is strep throat that I have. But um, oh, what was I saying? I was saying something and I already lost it. It's been a rough day for me, a rough night. And I was talking about, I've been, focusing myself on other things to distract myself from the constant thought of, anxiety. For people who understand anxiety and depression, and, just having that overactive mind, you know what I'm going through. It's a really hard situation, especially everything against me right now, and on my plate. And so I've been kind of focusing my attention elsewhere. I started doing wire wrap trees again. When I started van life, uh, 4 years ago, it's almost 4 years. I started van life. I started kind of doing crafty things, to distract myself, because I was going through a lot of depression, a lot of anxiety, and I was struggling. And, it wasn't good times for me. There's, not a lot of things out there about what I went through. I didn't even have a YouTube channel at that point. So, there was definitely not a lot of my struggle at the beginning of van life. But I started doing crafting, like making dream catchers and wire wrap trees, and other things like wall hangers, other wire and leather crafts. um yeah, in fact, I made about 9, different types of trees here. I'm going to show you guys that real quick, just, a couple as example. So I kind of put together trees, wire wrap trees kind of like this, and they are things that I will be putting on the market, and I'm not making a sales pitch right now. I'm just kind of sharing with you what I'm doing. But, something like this is just a little creative thing. I saw a picture out there of, sometimes I look at different pictures of bonsai trees and other trees and stuff, and try to mock what I see and put it together into a wire, creation. So I do, wrapped around the stone and everything. It's a lot of detail to it. Um, what I'm going to do is actually do a poly base, just a little, like 1/8 of an inch. So it's a straight flat base to these trees, before I actually put them out there on the market. Make them a little bit more, good quality, something that's scratch resistant and stuff. So, I got different style trees and stuff like that. It's just little creations like that you know, keep my focus away from thinking too deeply into the situations at hand. So as you can see, I probably look and sound more calm right now. That's my medicine. That's kind of some of the things that I do for myself to, distract and change focus from, the negatives. And I I get a lot of negatives when it comes to, anxiety and self-confidence, and I just don't have a lot of that. I've lost a lot of it growing up throughout my life, and a lot of trust in people. I've lost a lot in, who I could be, the most of what I could be, and I'm really slowly trying to gain it back and find myself. And crafting has been one of those healing things. YouTube channel and being able to talk to you guys has also been a healing experience for me. And I have a few videos out there where I sit there and I talk just like this, like my Pawnee Buttes National Grasslands, I think it was, northeastern Colorado. I spent some time there, and I did a lot of talking to the camera, getting personal and sharing with you guys, who I am, what I'm about, that kind of stuff. And that's kind of what this video is now. Is I'm letting everybody know where I am, where I stand. I do have a lot of conflicting ideas of where I want to bring my channel, what I want to do with my channel. I have no direction. My directions are all over the freaking board. It's annoying. My brain has always been annoying. That's why I didn't go to college, and you know just a lot, why I find comfort in being nomadic and moving around, finding change and new experiences and stuff like that. Being stagnant and sitting still and doing one thing, it's not something I can manage and keep a sane, somewhat of a sane complex, and I'm not saying that I'm sane. I consider myself a little crazy sometimes, just a little. I've lost my mind over time, and I'm gaining it back slowly. I'm stressed, I'm overwhelmed, I'm frustrated, I'm excited. I have a lot of emotion going through me right now, and um, I still have this sickness, whatever is going on, this virus that I have, whether it be COVID-19 or COVID of any kind, um, or just strep throat, or it's all in my freaking head. I have no idea. I have been suffering, and uh, hasn't been extreme. It hasn't been something that if I was at work and there was no COVID going around, I'd still be at work and I'd still be working. That's how mild it feels to me, even though there is some extremes to it. I'm feeling it now. The more I'm talking, the worse it's getting. Um, I'm gonna have to take some raw and unfiltered honey and just dump it down my throat and get rid of the pain that's developing. It does work. It instantly takes it away. And then, brew me some. I'd like to brew me some tea right now. I don't have any fuel or a way to boil water. So, I'll take a shot of apple cider vinegar and cinnamon sprinkled on a lemon and honey on top of that or something to get at least some of those ingredients that you know what I feel are health beneficial, whether it be a placebo effect or actuality a health benefit. And believe it or not, a 2-year-old taught me the health benefits of honey. Just looking at ingredients on a bottle, because the cough syrup I bought him happened to get rid of his cough instantly, and the two ingredients just were honey and water. So yeah, I learned a little bit about that and kind of have this belief cycle, whether it's real or not. It's a placebo effect, and I started drinking tea and stuff like that before I got the cold, and maybe it was a mind over matter where I freaked myself out and made myself sick. I don't know what it is, but the fact is that it's there. I had lost my voice almost entirely yesterday. My throat was just so closed up and froggy. It was hard to understand me. I would start losing air, it sounded like. And the breathing is just, that's why I left. I was having a hard time breathing, and at nighttime going to sleep, it's harder to breathe. It actually freaks me out. I sat up one night. I think it was Sunday night. It was the night I went home from work. I actually sat up, to go to sleep. Just because it was so heavy on my lungs. And um, I'm doing everything I can to get better. I got fluids now. Thank you to people who have, been there to help me, has see me venting and, stepped up to do something for me. And I do appreciate it and very thankful for it. So, um, if I can't pay back, I'll pay forward. It just is. There's, the circle's got to it's got to keep going. And, one of the things that crosses my mind a lot is, especially through these times and having my first recent experience with somebody knocking on my window and handing me 2 bags of food, just randomly out of nowhere, simply because I live in my van and I'm in the same spot quite often. Um, I want to get out there and do the same thing, just go get the staples, go get the things that people need, that I know people need out there, like where I'm standing. Butane fuel, propane fuel, give people an option, just say, hey, I got this, do you need it? And offer some food and stuff to go with it, and I'm not against buying cookware either. I've done it where I've met somebody who had no way to have a hot meal. They expressed it to me. First thing I did was walk into a Walmart and buy them a little butane stove, the same one I got, and some food to go with it. That's just how you watch each other's backs. And for the people who's been in my circle over here, um, I can't thank you enough. It's been a blessing to be able to get the things I need where I'm have so much freaking fear right now of spreading something that I potentially don't even have, but still have that potential of having as well. So I'm just trying to lay low and stop beating my head against the freaking doors and the windows. And of course it's up here. I'm not literally doing that. If I start doing that, I've lost my damn mind. That's horror picture stuff. um, anyway, I hope everybody else is doing good out there. I hope everybody's staying clean, staying safe, and not going insane from being quarantined like I am right now. It's just the days. I mean, it's something everybody's going to remember growing up. And, you know, for all the people my age and older, it's, you know, it's an important time in history. It's opened eyes to a lot of different things, a lot of scenarios, and hopefully a lot of good change can come from it. I've seen community coming together and doing things for each other where I typically don't see it, especially here in the Denver area. Not saying there isn't community that does, because there is, but you're seeing restaurants and other places just handing out free stuff, you know. And I asked one, it was a pizza place, you know, why are you handing out free stuff? And their answer to me was just to kind of give back to the community, you know, and that's what it's about, just give back. And, you know, I'm hoping I get back in the position where I can just, you know, go around and help out the community too. I know there's other people in my situation where they live out of their van or a vehicle, and they're not necessarily a nomad or somebody who travels and, you know, does all that, you know, fun stuff that you hear about in the van life, the hashtag van life, or RVers, or, you know, other kind of places. And, you know, it's a different experience. There is two different worlds to it. So, you know, people who are out there in their vehicles in their parking lots, you know, they're trying to get the work, trying to get the money, and just day for day surviving. And, you know, I'm in the situation where I feel very helpless and I'm scared. I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared to death right now. Um, Not the fear of my, you know, for myself, but for others, and, you know, especially my daughter and her mother, and how other people are feeling about the situation. You know, I have a lot of thoughts on how other people feel about this situation, you know, and, you know, a lot of worry. And it's just a very exciting time for me, and I thought I'd share it all with you guys, and I hope you're all doing well, as you know, also, and everything's provided. Anyway, we'll talk later. I hope you guys have a good night, and thank you for listening to my rant. If you get through all this, I don't think I'm going to even do an edit of it. I think I'm just going to kind of put it out as is. It's just going to be a long half an hour rant of me freaking out a little bit and expressing where I am in life. So, um, take care, guys. We will talk later.